这个态势呢有2个态势，第一个呢就是影视行业呢还在持续的增长，主要得益于呢中国有14亿的这么一个支撑的人口。估计呢，在2035年的时候，中国的娱乐和这个媒体市场应该有4300多亿美元的这么一个规模。举个例子啊，是今年的2月份，中国的这个春节档的电影，你好，李焕英，取得了8.5亿美元的这么一个票房收入，是中国电影史上的第2名的成绩。第2个特点呢，就是，中国的这个观众已经非常的习惯于在流媒体市场，流媒体这么一平台上，观看这个视频。作为这个中国最大的流媒体平台之一，今年我们爱奇艺就开播了这个恋恋剧场。这个恋恋剧场呢，属于这个爱情剧情类的，比如说我们今年播的这个《一生一世》。就是在全球取得了一个不错的成绩吧。还有比如我们去年开播的这个迷雾剧场，今年应该也是第2期了，是剧情涉案类，也是取得了非常好的成绩。
夏警官，你有严重的妄想症。
他是带着恨奔着海船来的。
Indonesia has seen a huge growth in the market since 2016. We've had a huge growth in the cinemas, where every year we've been breaking box office records from 2016 till 2019. It was just been a huge growth because with this number of movies released, there's also a huge growth of cinemas being made. And from the cinemas, we've had a 30% growth on the number of locations per year in cinemas, and this has been really good for the market because we've had better quality for productions because movie box offices have become way bigger. But with this growth also is another exciting factor for Indonesia is the growth of the OTT market. In 2019, our OTT market was valued around $360 million, but currently with the pandemic, the OTT market has grown so high in demand. People have switched, watching movies and series on their mobile phones, on television, smart TVs, and that has brought an estimation of around 4 billion in 2027. So that's a huge growth when it comes to the OTT market. There's a CAGR of about 33.1% from 2020 to 2027. So this is what's exciting from Indonesia, that we have this huge growth in the OTT market, where our key would be the original series. It's mostly an 8-part or a 10-part episodic original series, and this is currently new in the market. Like, we've always had series, but it's either series that's on TV, and usually those are quite long, and now we have original series that are more cinematic, more film look, and actually a lot of it is IP based. It's based on novels. It's based on existing IPs, and these are really have been very successful in the market and very friendly with the audience. So we are excited about the whole OTT growth, and we see like there's a huge demand for original series.
我觉得这个 OTT 这个平台吧，能够帮助作者和作品。最重要的，首先它是能提供资金支持，它能提供宣传，它还能够把这些作品向全世界传播，让更多的人去能接触到作者生产的作品。同时呢，它还能够把这些受众、观众看到这些作品的反馈给创作者，好的意见和坏的意见都可以反馈给创作者，帮助创作者能够在下一个循环中更好的创作。
OTT market in Indonesia has really given a boost to the Indonesian film and content industry because our content is currently being screened worldwide for a world audience. And that pushes us, filmmakers, content makers, to push the bar in our country to lift up the production value, the storytelling, and also the talents have a showcase that they can show their talents to the world, and not just for our Indonesian market. So definitely OTT has given a big boost to the industry by helping us to become bigger in terms of production value, and also to think from a wider audience perspective.
我认为最大的成功的要素就是中国有一句古话吧，这是不是古话我也不知道啊，叫民族的就是世界的。其实我们是最需要就是表达我们民族的东西，表达我们现实的和这个生活中的东西。我们需要艺术家把这个独特的观察、独特的思考和独特的表达，用我们真实的逻辑、情感的逻辑表达出来，跟观众产生共情。这样呢，我们才能把我们的真实的情感和世界相连，向世界表达我们的这个作品。
We are currently in a market where we are striving to get better, and for us definitely storytelling is something where it's an important task for us to get our storytelling better. There we are trying to push the production value. Our cinematography is getting better, our edits are getting better, our CGI is getting better, and I think that's where all the pressure coming in from OTT being a global platform makes us, push our bar to the next level. Currently, our budgets in Indonesia for a movie ranges between $1 to $1.5 million at an average, But we do have some big action movies like The Raid, that was one of the biggest action movies made from Indonesia. Was in competition in Toronto Film Festival in 2015, I think, and that movie was like what, a $4 or $5 million movie, did $8 million in the box office, and apparently it was huge and opened the way for action for Indonesia, and we had other action movies that were made from Indonesia that got international releases due to The Raid. We are optimistic because we are the 4th largest country in the world. We do have the market, so we are optimistic with all the Asian content that has had big success throughout the world. We just had an Academy Award winner 2 years ago. We have Asian directors that won the Academy Award. I think this is all, puts in a lot of Asian pride for all of us, and we feel that the world is definitely open, and there is space for Indonesia to grow in this global content world. And I guess with the population and with the strive to get better, we will somehow, catch up with the rest of the world.
我觉得成功的地方2个吧，一个是，因为我们是影视，影视就需要一个视听的语言，这些年呢，中国大陆这些视听的语言，随着技术的发展，随着资金的投入，确实是有一个高速的发展，比如说我们的长津湖，比如说我们的捉妖记。我们都能够投入大量的资金，就也像刚才你说的啊，高技术的制作啊，能够给观众一个视听盛宴、视听享受。第2个呢，我觉得我们也是这个影视艺术，影视艺术是需要讲故事的。
还差2个人，再等10分钟
吧。我们讲故事呢，是通过我们的编剧、我们导演、我们这些艺术家。我们通过我们自己对世界的独特的观察、独特的思考以及独特的表达，我们来反映我们这个世界，来跟观众产生共情。这个时候， 是另一类表达，就是靠我们的讲故事的技巧。这个时候，比如说我们的李焕英啊等等吧，这些作品，我们倒也不一定需要那种大制作、高投入的视听语言，我们是需要我们高度的讲故事技巧来跟观众达成一种共情。我觉得这两大类吧，是我们将来这个影视创作的一个发展方向，也是一个成功的思路吧。